March 13th, 2026. That was the last day I had streamed on this very channel. After which, I had taken a hiatus of sorts. One caused by the fact that working 40 hours a week while also achieving academic prowess of some sorts is harder than I thought, and having hobbies at the same time takes aforementioned time and energy out of my frail human body. Also, I'm a scared little bitch. During my time, however, I've been gorging myself in the wonders of video gaming by playing Pearl Abyss's Crimson Desert and Hideo Kojima's Death Stranding 2, both of which I would have loved to share with you all, neither of which my computer would start taking the form of an IED and would result in a warrant due to suspected terrorism in my neighborhood. On top of those two experiences, I've been also indulging myself in online gaming in the form of Diablo 4, Overwatch, and DOTA 2, being the acronym for Defense of the Ancients 2, or how I would like to call it, Documented Toddler Abuse 2, on account of the mental age of my every teammate, is, on the surface, your run-of-the-mill MOBA developed by our godfather Valve for a more engaging experience than some of its inferior competitors. Underneath, however, it's actually a social experiment run by Valve to test how many times they can put you in a solo queue alongside a 4-stack from Slovakia, who are most likely in a Discord call and still don't manage to learn a single thing, because they're too busy pulling the enemy team's IP addresses from Wireshark to DDoS them for a free win, whereas I'm usually alone in a random corner getting shafted because half the team collectively decided to leave the game. It doesn't mean that every game is going to end up like this though, because one faithful match you'll be assigned teammates who are as equally autistic as you, and to the sole fact that your neurodivergent brainwaves sync up for at least half the match, you'll somehow steamroll the opposing team so bad that their teammate leaves the match and calms themselves down by shooting ropes to Rule 34 of their favorite characters in the roster. It's a vast learning experience because while the chances are high that you'll encounter the same 15 heroes in your or in the enemy team, somebody is going to pick one of 128 different heroes and you'll have no idea what they even do, how to counterplay them, and also which one of the 60 base items and all of their upgrading combinations they're going to get. And whatever it is, hope that it's not a Queen of Pain player with your ear-piercing Scream of Pain ability, which you can cast every 7.5 seconds upon unlocking it, simply because they can. Every time a troglodyte uses her as the hero of choice in the picking phase, I instinctively turn down the audio settings so I don't get a migraine from listening to an opera performance every 6 seconds. I'd like to imagine that Gabe Newell himself sat in a cuck chair and recorded the audio of some fine huss taking exquisite schlong for days on end and edited the audio for Queen of Pain's ultimate ability. But enough of that. What is a DOTA and how does it work? In all honesty, I don't know. Why? Because unlike 80% of the community gatekeeping this game, I got an amount of hours in the game best described as, you haven't even scratched the surface yet. I officially don't even have access to ranked yet, so even by the game standard, I'm still a little infant sucking on a pacifier. And it makes sense, because every match has bullshit that I've never even seen before. And just when I think I finally understand how the game works, there's some autistic player from Somalia who just grayscaled my game from across the map. How was I supposed to know that some magician named Carl can just simply decide to harness the power of the sun and strike me down because a random creep babushka noticed that I was on low health while he was browsing for a new pair of platform boots at Hot Topic? Aside from that, the game isn't too hard to grasp. You and 9 other primate dejects, 4 of which being your partners for the next 40 minutes, pick one of 128 heroes, provided none of them get banned, and strategically decide which one of the 3 lanes to contest your superior genetics in. Then you use tactics from the US Army Guerrilla Warfare book in order to terrorize your opponents and push them back into their own locker. That in turn gives your African child soldiers enough time to storm their seeking missile turrets as a rite of passage for e-girl feed pics on Discord. Do that often enough, and you get to unplug the Wi-Fi router from the opposing team by literally shattering it and win the game. But how do you push the enemy team back? mainly by financial dominance and having an expanded cranium filled with inspirational quotes from Facebook memes. Both can be achieved mainly by committing mass genocide against creeps, towers, and especially other people, where the first two options mainly give you money. Sending someone to the Shadow Realm also nicks a little bit of their income and conveniently hands it to you. Let me explain this differently. You are a tax collector, and the enemy owes you taxes. The problem is, they don't want to pay their taxes. Tax the rich instead. I don't think so. See, the rich, they can fight back. And the rich are also on my side. But you are not, and you're weak. So I will beat you, and I will take your money, and when you dare to show up again, I'll just mug you again. Another strategy to keep your opponent poor is denying. Denying is killing your own creeps, towers, and heroes respectively. The last of which will be considered a form of griefing and will get you reported. The act of denying is useful because it means they don't get what you do. Do that often enough and you'll be flaunting that Balenciaga before they do. So they'll be forced to leave and recover via other means, which leaves you open to push the lane harder or go around and hunt them like a dripped out serial killer. But all of this is for when things are in your favor. Should the tides be turned against you, then the game turns from a fun experience to a horror game, because in the fog of war, every enemy could be everywhere. And you have no choice to either farm creeps and pray you don't get ganked for the 6th time this match, or align your entire team to hopefully find a lonely hero and beat him to death before his homies dab him up and send you back to the main menu. Spoilers, if it's a faceless void, then you can alternatively just chill at the base and look at cat pictures to lower your cortisol levels for the next queue. Win or lose, that money has to end up in centralized banking somehow, so you better hit up merchants or the secret shop and spend your hard-earned dosh on items that make you insanely busted. Dota has about 200 or more of those items, all of which have passive benefits and some having active benefits as well, which can help you win a fight, survive, or better yet, dab on them haters before you get turned to Swiss cheese. Some items you will see commonly are the Blink Dagger, Eul's Scepter, and Mantis Style, among other things. The Blink Dagger is an item that allows you to teleport from somewhere to somewhere else. It's very useful for getting the drop on some poor lone position to twink in need of servicing, getting out of inevitably becoming the poor lone position to twink, or misclicking on the top of a pillar and turning myself into everybody's free-to-use Tango Egg. The Eul's Scepter is a wand which has the grand ability of giving an enemy hero or yourself uppies during which they can't do anything, with the caveat that nobody can do anything to them either. It's basically the equivalent of putting someone in a timeout for 2 seconds in order to delay them having every orifice filled with various kinds of violence. Mantis Style is an item that grants the ability to triple yourself immediately. Admittedly, those extra versions of you come with massive penalties like dealing less damage. Although that doesn't matter, because they won't know which one is the real one. Bonus points if you already multiply yourself like Phantom Lancer. I mean seriously, who wouldn't shit themselves if they saw like 18 monkeys with sticks chasing after you? That shit was terrifying. Divine Rapier gives you free damage. In fact, a metric fuck ton of free damage. You also drop it when you die, which is also considered a form of griefing by your teammates. All in all, while I get shafted most of the time, the game so far has been pretty fun, and I will continue to expand my cranium into everything related to the game. And I recommend you give it a try too, since it has the grand price tag of absolutely free on Steam. This video is an experiment to see if making videos or at least this kind of content is something that I would do long term. Naturally, the primary factor would be, is this fun? Yes. It's a self-fulfillment need, so I'll be hyper-fixating on something else for content. Who knows, maybe I'll stream it too and make more content in the future. Am I officially back? We'll see. But for now, thank you for watching this video, stay tuned for more, and enjoy the rest of your day.